Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How are you guys doing this morning? Happy Sunday, everybody. God bless you all. Hope everybody went and had a great weekend. Was able to watch the fights last night. I was up till really late. I was kind of disappointed of the outcome of the Richardson Hitchins and Gustavo Lemos fight. I truly believe from what I saw last night that Lemos edged it out. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, man. These judges are very corrupt. 117, 111 from one judge. That is totally unbelievable. But anyway, we're going to talk today about how the 140-pound division is shaping up. Some of these fights are making it clear who the top guys are, who are the next generation of 140-pound champions, who's going to be able to unify, and so on and so forth. All right, we already saw last weekend how Pitbull Cruz was able to dismantle the overhyped, mediocre fighter in Rolly Romero. That was expected. If you didn't expect that, if you thought Rolly Romero had a chance, I don't know, guys. I feel sorry for you guys, but I could see that guy had no shot. Not only with Pitbull Cruz, who, in my opinion, is not such a great fighter. He is a good fighter, but not great. He hasn't fought anybody that you can call elite. Maybe he just fought with one person. That was Tank Davis. Tank Davis ran most of the night. Easy win for Tank Davis that night. But besides that, Pitbull Cruz's resume doesn't show that he has actually fought any top-level contenders. A lot of mediocre fighters in his resume. Yeah, he is aggressive. Yes, he's a tough cookie. He can take a punch. He's got a good defense. He's a good fighter, not great, all right? So I believe he, like I've said before, it's not hate. I'm just analyzing the qualities of each one of the fighters, and I could tell you the faults, deficiencies, pros and cons of each fighter the way I see it, you know, as a coach and as someone that has been in the boxing business for a long time. All right. So, Richardson Hitchins, what do you guys think of his performance last night? What do you think would happen if Richardson Hitchins would take that fight, that mandatory fight? I believe that's going to be, it was an IBF title eliminator, the fight last night against Gustavo Lemos for the title of that Subriel Matias holds, all right? The IBF Junior Welterweight Championship title, all right? From what I saw last night, guys, Subriel Matias will have a feast with Richardson Hitchins. So after last night's performance, and this guy talks a lot of crap, and you saw his interviews prior to the fight, and he got whacked and he got hurt last night like there's no tomorrow. You know, all the props go to Gustavo Lemos, who fought an aggressive fight, the type of fight that I was expecting him to fight. He did everything correct. Didn't get the nod because of the corruption in Las Vegas, the corruption that's going on in boxing, or the ineptitude, however you want to call it, from the judges. 117, 111 is ludicrous. Is something that basically I don't know anybody that was watching the fight and scoring the fight could come to the same conclusion that Richardson Hitchins took so many rounds from Gustavo Lemos. I see it the other way around. There were tight rounds, but I had an edge for Gustavo Lemos. I could even see it as a draw, or maybe a couple of points on Gustavo Lemos' side. So Richardson Hitchins, who does not have any power, I think he's got like 7 knockouts in all his fights, fought a fight that basically fought somebody that is an aggressive fighter, a fighter that throws a lot of punches, that has a pretty good knockout ratio. Somebody's got power, somebody that comes to you throwing a lot of punches. And who does that remind you of, guys? Who does that remind you of? Remember one thing, Gustavo Lemos is a short little guy. I think he's 5'5", 5'6", or maybe shorter. He's a stocky fighter. He's a very strong fighter. And I said it in my previous episode. Don't overlook Gustavo Lemos because he's, Argentinians are tough. They're hardcore fighters. They're in your face. They got a lot of power. And the fight turned out exactly as I thought. The results, well, you saw the results last night. It was kind of disappointing and breaks your heart, especially if you are Gustavo Lemos, all right? After everything he did, he didn't get the nod. And that happens way too often in boxing. So, Richardson Hitchins fighting someone like Subriel Matias, who's a natural 140-pounder, who's a guy that is 5'9", 5'10", who is strong as a bull, who's got stamina like there's no tomorrow, who throws as many punches as Gustavo Lemos threw last night, and who has 10 times the power of Gustavo Lemos in his punching power. I'm telling you something, guys. I don't know, to be honest with you, that Richardson Hitchins is gonna go for that title fight after last night's performance. This guy was talking so much crap on the days prior to the fight, saying that he's elite, that he's this, he's that, he's way above, he's one of the top fighters, and it was proven last night that he is not. He is not. He's not elite. He is a good fighter. He has good technique, but when facing an opponent like Gustavo Lemos or like Subriel Matias, he would get destroyed, all right? Especially against somebody like Subriel Matias, who's a much bigger fighter, who knows how to cut off the ring, who throws short, powerful combinations, 4-5 punch combos. I don't see Richardson Hitchins surviving the 7th round, 6-7 rounds against Subriel Matias, and that should be the next fight for Subriel Matias after Liam Paro, all right? We can discount Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is asking for Ryan Garcia, of all people, to fight Ryan Garcia or a rematch for Tank Davis. They just want money. They're just looking for money. They're not looking to fight the best. And they know they're not the best in that weight division, that if they fight any of the top guys, that title wouldn't last too long, or they would be, stripped off that title by one of these top guys. But, forget about Devin Haney. David Haney would just simply shut down this guy. It would be a walk in the park for Devin Haney to beat Pitbull Cruz. It would be quite competitive for Teofimo Lopez. I believe Teofimo Lopez would end up knocking out Pitbull Cruz, and Subriel Matias would actually send him to the hospital, guys. It would be very dangerous for Pitbull Cruz to fight somebody like Subriel Matias. So, taking Isaac Pitbull Cruz out of the picture, I'm taking him out of the picture because of his comments, his dad's comments, about, now downgrading or putting down Subriel Matias' record, saying that it's not impressive. They're looking for a way out. They're already using that Canelo type of excuse. A lot of these modern fighters and their dads, their dads spoil their careers. They're looking for money. They're not really looking to have legacy, any type of legacy in the fight game. And that's the name of the game today, guys. Money talks, BS walks, all right? So, taking Isaac Pitbull Cruz out of the picture, we are left with Subriel Matias fighting Liam Paro now, all right? If he beats him like I think he will, I don't think Liam Paro is going to go more than 6-7 rounds, against Subriel Matias. He's going to be wiped out. He's going to be seriously hurt. Once that happens, let's see if Richardson Hitchins takes the fights with Subriel Matias. That would be his next fight. That would be the mandatory from IBF. I'm assuming that the IBF would enforce that fight. If that happens, Subriel Matias would destroy this guy inside of 6 rounds. I'm positive. I'm positive he would destroy this guy. This guy would go into the pages of the, never was, however you want to call it, because this guy, I don't think he's got the tools to become a world champion, to be honest with you. All right, so that's what I think is going to happen next. As far as Haney and Ryan Garcia, you all know what I think about that. I think it's going to be a complete shutout by Devin Haney. You know, Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter. All he has is that hook, and he's a social media queen. You know, somebody, a diva, who claims to have so many emotional problems. Oh my God! Nowadays, everybody has an emotional problem. You know, and you justify the weakness in people's mind, the ability of overcoming things. I mean, this kid has had everything since he was a little kid. He's not like some of these other guys like Roberto Duran, who came up from the worst neighborhood in El Chorrillo in Panama, had to fight on his way up, no food, no nothing. These kids are privileged nowadays, and they complain because they have too much money. You know, it is actually shameful. I don't feel any pity for somebody like that. Now they call it what is it? Mental sickness or mental problems or some shit like that. You know, everything is mental now. Everything is, you know, poor guy, he's got mental issues. No, he doesn't. He's just weak-minded. He's being pampered, and he likes to feel like a victim. And that's a problem with society nowadays. We praise the victims, the guys that want to believe they're victims. They're really not victims, you know. And unfortunately, you know, that guy, for his sake, he's gonna continue making money by social media, because the casuals, or you know, the brain dead who do not know shit about boxing are gonna continue following him, just like the brain dead that continue following Canelo and support him, even though he's shown to be a coward, not facing Benavides. All right, that's the biggest duck you've seen in this generation. I never seen somebody duck somebody like Canelo has done against Benavides. So, what do you guys think? What's next for Subriel Matias after Liam Paro? Do you think he's going to be able to have that fight with Devin Haney after he beats Ryan Garcia? Will Richardson Hitchins fight for that title? Having said before that he doesn't like the rehydration clause from the IBF, 10-pound rehydration clause on the day of the fight. Will he come up with that excuse again after calling out Subriel Matias a couple of times this past week before the fight? I'm pretty sure Subriel Matias, I don't know if he was there at the fights, but he should have been there. Because I'm telling you, man, he would destroy Richardson Hitchins. All right? So tell me what you guys think. What's next for Subriel Matias? What is next for Pitbull Cruz? What is next for Richardson Hitchins? Is Devin Haney the next opponent of Subriel Matias? All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're at almost 1,300 subs so far. Let's make it to 2,000. Please support this channel. Share with your friends. But this is all for now, guys. So until next time, this is Coach Mario, owner and head coach Warriors Pride, saying hasta la vista. God bless you all. Have an excellent Sunday, and peace.